Hello, everyone. Hope you are well on this Sunday afternoon. I'm going to talk about my take on October 4th. There's a lot of buzz going around it, and I will let you know what I think about it. There is also a very good passage that I'm going to share that I believe will be very, very beneficial to many of you. But first, I wanted to touch on the almost shutdown that we had, and we had a feeling, they were going to pull through with something, and they did. In the last moments before the deadline, the government looks like it will continue at least for 45 more days before we go through all of this again. There's no telling what they smashed through in that bill that we just don't know about yet. No telling. I thought it very interesting, though, real quick, that from what I read or saw in a report, that funding for the Ukraine is excluded in this temporary thing, this 45 days. However, then we were watching some video, and it said that Brandon said that he's going to get it done, quote unquote. He's going to make sure we're going to find a way to continue to send our billions overseas, despite it being excluded in this bill. Mrs. Dawg turned to me and said, "Who made this guy dictator? And why is this being allowed? How is this being allowed?" Like, good question. Good question. I don't know. I don't know. And then Brandon said, "I can't believe some of you voted to let more people die in the Ukraine." Dude, people are dying here in the U.S. People are hurting, getting their faces ripped off by inflation, gas, you name it, losing homes, rent, evictions, laid off, wondering how they're going to pay for food, fill up the tanks, go to the doctor, get medication, get that surgery done, and live, getting cars repossessed, invasion in the South. Oh, let's take care of them. But don't take care of the citizen, the people, we the people. We're last. We're not even last. We're not even there. We're not even here. It's the way it looks. That's the way it is. How is it being allowed? Who's looking out for you? Who's looking out for you? Maybe only a few, as far as Congress is concerned. Maybe a few. There's a few good ones, I believe. Not many. Not many. And for one thing, the last few years, well, probably before that, but the last few years has revealed is the true colors of many of them that I thought were okay. They're not. They're not. All while the national debt is at $33 trillion and counting. And counting. Okay, I've gone on enough about that. I'm going to get all I'm ranting. October 4th, emergency broadcast system test is going to occur. At least this is the word. This is what we're hearing. It's a massive emergency alert test. Is scheduled to hit all cell phones. This is this coming Wednesday at 2:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, why they picked 2:20, I have no clue. I don't know. I'm sure somebody has worked out some theory about why it's going to be that day and that time, but I don't know. It says that every TV, radio, and cell phone in the United States will receive an electronic warning, a tone of an emergency alert. Officially, it's called the National Emergency Alert Test. Now, if I'm not mistaken, they've done this before. I don't know if it's this widespread as in the past as it is. It will be this time. I'm not sure, but I remember something like that not long ago. Now, Is it going to infect us all with nanoparticles? Radio, I've heard all kind of things. Radio waves, it's going to knock us down to the ground, change our whole makeup. I don't know. I tend not to think so. I don't believe anything big will happen from this. Are they tracking us? Well, sure they are. They already do. They can already listen to things. You know, this is a tracking. This is a homing device. It's a tracking device, and we know that. And our TV probably is too, especially if it's a smart TV. Radios, who knows? And a lot of people have those robots. Those, I forget what you call them now. What do you call those? That talk back to you and all that kind of stuff. I can't think of it now. We don't have one. We don't have anything like that. We don't have robots running around the house cleaning the floor. We don't do that. I guess we're old school. We're old tech. We just do it by hand, or a vacuum cleaner or something like that. We don't have that stuff, and not that I'm afraid that it's gonna, report us or whatever. We just don't do. I just don't do that. We just don't do that. But anyway, back to the subject. I digress. But I don't believe anything huge is going to happen from this. I believe it's just going to be what they said, a test. Now, are there nefarious purposes behind it? I don't know. It would not shock me knowing the federal government is behind something. Who knows? My level of trust in anything in government, not just federal, but all the way down the line. My level of trust is next to zero or minus zero. I guarantee you that. So I'm not saying that there's nothing nefarious behind it or detrimental to we the people. There probably is, but is it going to be some watershed, some huge event, coupled right with it? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's just going to be, the test and that's it. I do find it interesting that October 3rd is when Russia is having their emergency drill for on the topic of being attacked by the United States or the West. So that's interesting, but I don't believe there's necessarily a huge connection in that. We don't know for sure. Again, nothing surprises me. Nothing surprises me if something does happen. Like I said, I believe we're monitored, and I'm sure they can listen to things. They say it's AI and it's for marketing purposes. I'm sure that's part of it, but I'm sure all our data is being stored somewhere, text and voice and emails and all that is stored somewhere, I'm sure. And, if they're tracking me, if they're listening to everything I do on a daily basis, they're bored. They're bored now. Of course, these videos, they may be, they probably are. They may be interested in that. But other than that, my day-to-day, just regular thing, they're going to be bored. They're going to be sleeping. They're going to be taking a nap. All right? Because nothing special here. Nothing special. Share your thoughts, though, because I'm interested in hearing what y'all have to say. I know many people believe that there is a lot more to this. And I'm not saying that that's not a valid thought. It's just my feeling that nothing's going to happen. So, but do share what you believe is behind this, what may happen, what it could lead to, whatever. I would be interested to see that. So, and I don't knock anybody's theories, of course. There are times when my tinfoil hat is on tight. So, it's just not on this one. This one just doesn't. I'm not feeling it on this one. I really am not. I'm really not. Okay. I am going to go into a verse that is a good one. All right. It is from Psalms chapter 32, verse 8 says, I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my eye upon you. Amen. I believe that we stay in prayer and keep our hearts aligned to the Lord and keep in prayer. On top of that, be patient, be still, and just listen. There are times we just need to listen and stay close to him. He will guide us. He will instruct us. He hears our prayers. And stay close to Jesus. That's my advice. That's my take right now. Again, share your thoughts on all of this and what I was talking about. I sure appreciate it. I appreciate all the support. If you haven't yet subscribed, do consider doing that if you haven't already. And if you like the video, hit the like button. It really helps us out. We do appreciate that. Let's be safe out there. Let's stay aware. God bless you. I'll see you soon.